My name is Slavka. I'm from Alabama, and this channel is about living, traveling, and learning. See you on the road.
What's up, guys? Sitting here at Barstow, California. I picked up the load earlier, as you've seen in this episode, and just have a few kind of Q&A session I'm trying to get through. I've been getting messages recently from my subscribers asking me, well, how much money does actually owner-operator makes doing OTR loads, dry van? I will show that to you. I mean, the best I can show is what I make, what I do. I'm sure there's results, different people doing different things, and they have different results. So best thing I can do is show by my example. A few things to note. I own this tractor, I own the trailer. I literally have my name on the title to both. I lease this truck to a company, and I work in this truck. So don't have my own authority. I work for a company that is over 3 years, going for fourth year. The 2021 is the fourth year I've been in this company. Great people, small family operated trucking company. Very happy with them. But basically, the way it works for me, I get paid gross amount out of the load. So whatever it may be, whatever we negotiate with each load with a broker, and I have very few deductions from the company side. They take 10% dispatch fee. Basically, they take 10% out of a gross amount, whatever it is for that week. In exchange, they provide me with a dispatch service. They provide me with a load board. They provide me with a back office support, things like filing taxes and invoice factoring. There's an array of other things not truck related that must be done if you're operating as a carrier. So to me, it's worthwhile. I have access to excellent dispatch team. Hi, Tom. Love you. It's been great going 3 years on, and we've been in ups and downs of this market. There have been good times, bad times, but they've been fair to me at all times. So what do I make? Well, it can range from negative. I can literally make negative amount of dollars per week because I have fixed costs like insurance. I have fixed costs like truck payments. I still do owe. I owe bank. The truck hasn't been paid off yet. The trailer, I bought it cash. Fortunately, it's all mine. But so regardless, even if your truck is paid off, every week you're gonna have some kind of expense. If you have active insurance, which you need, it's gonna be several $100s at minimum to just pay for that. So if I'm home for 3 weeks, that stacks up. On a good week when I'm running, I usually end up, if I do full week, last quarter or so, let's take 2020 fourth quarter, it's somewhere around $7,500, $8,000 on a good week. On a bad week, if I take a reset or I did not, some load fell through or whatever, I didn't run the full week, maybe ran 4 days, could be like $4,500, $5,000. It varies. I've had, like just recently, I've been stuck with the load for almost 5 days. So the entire week I just basically sat in the truck and watched the YouTube all day, and I made negative amount of dollars. So, what I'm trying to say is, I'm looking for average, long-term, consistent income. And to answer fairly, if I average everything out, how much money this truck makes, and I want to make distinction. This truck does not mean me. The truck makes a certain amount, and then there are expenses deducted out of it, and then what's left is my profit and my salary and whatever you want to call it. Trying to average at least $6,000 a week on average. There are good weeks I've had as high as $10,000, and bad ones as low as negative numbers. And when you average it all out over long term, if we get to that 6,000 per week plank, we're doing excellent. Everybody's expense base is different. Everybody's needs at home are different. So there's no saying how too much or not enough. You know, what one guy can be happy with $3,000 a week, another can't. Like myself, I have a large family to support, and for me that's not enough. So that's why I do the different kind of trucking in terms of revenue and all. But to be fair, we all, you know, if you're on the road, if you're a CDL holder and you're owner operator, there's no magic number. I've talked to so many people, so many drivers, and some guys running for various companies and barely make $2,000-3,000, and they think that that's all there is. Others claim that they make $15,000, $20,000 a week, and I don't know. I can't prove it, disprove it, but it sounds like a bunch of bullshit. But I could be wrong. So before you call me on my bullshit, I'm gonna put up on the screen my last 3 settlements. The way my company compensates me is at the end of the week, usually Friday, I get these deposits for, you know, previous 2 weeks of loads that I did. So whatever loads I picked up in the previous weeks, within that week time frame, I get paid for it following several weeks later. Once they settle all the invoices and all money is accounted for, I get paid. Out of that money, I'll show you my deductions. I'll show the, you know, I also have to pay for fuel. I pay fuel myself. I have my own fuel card. I funded myself, so the company doesn't take any deductions out of that for fuel. But keep in mind, on average, to operate this truck, at least the way I run it, it's somewhere between $1,000 to $1,200 in fuel and current prices. So there's always that expense. So let's I'm gonna put you guys on that screen right there, and I'll talk to you while we're having screen capture going.
Well, here's I took screenshots of my settlements, and I get settled up based on a weekly basis, and just started with November 15th, the week of November 15th, so that's Sunday. That's how we calculate it. So whatever loads I pick up in that week from Sunday till Saturday, that's what counts in the settlement. So here's one. On 11/19th, I picked up one load from Compton, California, headed to Columbia, Maryland, just north of D.C. And that load paid $10,000. It was 2,700 miles. As you can see, here's my deductions. So the insurance, I have insurance policy, cargo liability, bobtail insurance, everything. The company pays for it, so they deduct it for me. So the weekly deduction for that is $352. Occupational hazard insurance that's required in the state of Illinois. That's where the company's based at. It's $48 a week. Bass Pass, that's a combination of pre-pass and all toll road passes. There's a fixed fee for that. Dispatch fee, that's that 10% that I was mentioning earlier. That's what company takes for all the services that it provides, like dispatch and back office and everything else that's entails, like factoring. And then fuel, I pay myself. I don't use company fuel cards, so that's basically what gets deposited in my account on that week. And out of that, I still have to buy fuel. I have to make truck payment, and I have to have enough money in reserve for myself to do truck maintenance. You know, truck constantly needs something. It needs new tires. There are breakdowns here and there, small ones. You know, you need a valve change, you need this or that. So it takes money to keep operating. To an initiated person in this business, that would seems like astronomical sums of money. I mean, $8,500 in your bank account per week. No, that's not true. You'll see further down. It's not every week like that. That was one of the best ones. As far as the single weekly income. But let's move on to the next one. So here's 11/29. I did a couple loads, mostly short runs. I only did 1,500 miles. The gross was $4,300. And that's because previous load kind of carried over into the following week, and I had a short span of time to actually do this. And you know, the normal deductions. The week prior to that, because that load that was a prior one, I basically ended up sitting entire week because that load carried me over until the following week, and I didn't get to pick up anything until new week. So I had a carryover expense from the insurance and all these fixed costs into this. So my net deposit was this right here, $3,046. Let's do 12.6. That's the following week. You know, did a couple loads. Mileage 2,300 miles, roughly $6,000. And it was nice enough they gave me a Christmas bonus. Well, thank you, Rapid. Again, deductions pretty much the same. I had a few toll roads that I hit that previous week. You know, stuff like that. So that's what ended up depositing in my account on the week of 12/6. Let's see, what's 12/13? That's before Christmas. I went home and did a couple more loads. Total mileage was 1,700 for $4,100. Again, I went home, so there was a take me home load on 12/18. That was before Christmas. Again, normal, same fixed deductions, some toll roads prior week, but basically that was my deposit in the account. Where are we at? 12/13. And now we move on. So I went home and I stayed home for approximately 3 weeks, just a little bit over actually. And so now I left on 12th of January. Did a couple loads in that week. The truck grossed $8,100 because of all the fixed costs. I had 3 weeks worth of fixed costs plus the current week, so 4 weeks whole. I got deducted out, and that was my settlement just today, actually. And so that's how it works, guys. You know, and the remainder of money, that's how, you know, I sent home. I paid my wife, basically myself, a paycheck from my business account, and you know, I maintain the truck. I buy fuel. I make truck payments. It can be very tough. There have been instances and weeks where I barely had any money, you know, and it's either feast or famine sometimes. So it's. Can I run harder? Yes, I can. You know, I can't say I'm pushing a lot of miles every week. Some weeks I'm more relaxed, others I'm not. Depends on the loads and situations, but in the weather too, that affects me a lot. Like recently, last few months, this January, it's been kind of hard on weather because I've been hit by storms, high winds. I mean, it was a mix of everything really. I've been stuck with a load, so that they ate up my time. So every day I'm not moving this truck, it's costing money. So if you want to be owner operator, you know, you have to ask yourself, can you run a business? Because that's what it is. This truck is my business. You know, it's a small business where I work. I own it and I operate it, and there's no hand holding here. Nobody tells me where to go. You know, I do get to call all the shots. I give suggestions to my dispatch where I want to go or what kind of load I want. On the other hand, there's nobody there to basically tell you, oh, you must go, you must go. That could be good and bad depending on your personality. So if you just a company driver, you just got a CDL, like, what kind of company are you going to look for? Well, without experience, your options are fairly limited. You can go to these big, I call them big box companies, you know, your Swifts, your Verners, your US Express, whatever, these big guys. They'll stick you into your orientation room for, you know, probably a week or so. You'll probably stay in some dingy hotel, sharing a room with some other driver. Then they'll stick you with a trainer eventually. You may hang out at a terminal for 4 or 5 days until they find the truck. And then you're going to be getting with a driver trainer for, you know, X amount of time. I don't know, 2, 3, 4 weeks, depends on the company. Eventually they'll hand you keys to the truck once you qualify for everything. You're looking at average large company right now with a new CDL, if somewhere around 45, 46 cents a mile, 43 cents a mile. It all depends. Overall, your experience is going to be fairly. It depends on the company. I can't comment on everything, but for example, like U.S. Express and like large ones, where I've first started, you're not going to get a lot of miles. What's going to happen is they're going to send you on a lot of short trips. You're going to be switching trailers with other drivers. They're going to run out your hours, of course, but the mileage you're not going to get. So you're going to be at best looking at, maybe after all the deductions, you'll be looking at $900, $1,200 tops with that kind of best week you'll probably $1,200. Bad week you're probably less than $600. I've done that for 6 months. It's pretty sad. But and then I met with Paul. Paul is the owner of the Rapid Transport. I was introduced to him through a mutual friend of mine. I went in and worked there as a company driver. That's the current company I'm at as an owner-operator. And I ran their company truck for about 6 months. They gave me brand new. At the time, that was January of 2018. So about this time of year, I started there 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago. I ran brand new Cascadia. Literally picked it up at the dealership that day, and it was great. He put me in right away at 60 cents a mile, and I had at the time, I had 6 months experience, so I wasn't brand new. Like, I knew my way around. I didn't need to go with a trainer or anything, but nonetheless, 6 months is 6 months, and getting 60 cents a mile, and it was pretty good. The paychecks instantly went up. It was averaging well within 2,000, 2,200, 2,600 sometimes. Again, it varies on how things stack up, if you have a reset or load, something like that, but they run you pretty good. Basically traveled everywhere, or a little over 48, including Canada. But it's not necessary. If you don't want to go to Canada, or can't for whatever reason, you don't have a passport, or you can't enter Canada, that's fine. They'll dispatch you whatever you can do. The most important thing, like, that attracted me is it's a small company, so you're always talking to the same dispatcher as a driver. You're assigned to a dispatcher, and there's always the same person, unless it's a night shift, and then you still know that person really well, and they know you, and it's more like a family environment, really. The dispatcher will learn your habits. Every driver's different. It's like herding cats. No offense, drivers, but you bitch a lot. So, but they will learn where you run, where you don't run. Ultimately, everybody wants to make money. If you're a company driver, you need to rack up those miles so you get your cents per mile. The company doesn't want the truck sitting. So ultimately, they run you well to make money. If you're one of those guys or gals that likes to eat danger and shit victory, I suggest you call up Paul Rapid Dispatch. I'll put up the contact in the video. So tell him Slavka Alabamka sent you. He'll know who I am. Hi, Paul. Well, anyways, that's all I had to say about the trucking and doing business and money in the trucking. There's a lot of.
Well, there you go, guys. That concludes our Q&A Thursday. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I'm looking forward to your comments and questions that you may have that will give me ideas what to make videos about. We can discuss other topics. I'd like to if this video gets 500 likes, I will make a video explaining how to get your first truck finance through the banking institution. First-time buyers always, it's a hurdle. You have no business credit history. Even if you have perfect FICO score in your personal credit, that has very little bearing on the commercial side of things. So if you want me to go through detail and outline some certain steps you can take right now to position yourself to become owner or operator, where you can have your name on the title of the vehicle, not dependent on anybody else. Let's get those hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.